So tonight we're going to be using the Unique in the Creek tree board. I have already started this because, yes, take a deep breath. Hi Aunt Mary, how are you this evening? But we're going to use the Unique in the Creek tree board. That's hard to say. And I did start it or we'd be here forever. One of my problems is I can only find in town here 4-inch 18 pounds, sorry, something was in my 18-pound zip ties, and that's what you need so that the heads fit in the holes. So I have already done half of the tree. Let's see here. We're going to turn this way. Are you getting a full picture? Because I'm getting some kind of red thing in the middle. It's driving me crazy, but that's okay. You are. Okay. But anyway, we've already done this much of it. This is with the same fold we did on the green poly burlap tree. This is mesh that came from JoAnn's last year from their Christmas collection. I love this blue. I had a lot of it. I'm out of it now, so hopefully their Christmas collection comes out soon so I can get some more. But we are going to go ahead and get started and finish this up and then decorate it and show you what the Deco Mesh in this fold does. And I'm going to make another tree later on, but I'm going to use the ruffle method. But for tonight, we're going to use the petal method that Lori, their names are all so close, shows on her video and show you how to do this. So we're going to switch our cameras around so you can see me from the back to see what I'm doing. And remember, it's not as difficult if you get your 6-inch or 8-inch ties. I do have an affiliate link for the 6-inch ties from Amazon, but I thought, well, I ought to be able to do this with 4-inch ones. It just makes it more difficult and a little bit more labor intensive. So we'll change our camera and we'll get started. And tonight, if you go to Unique in the Creek to shop for their boards or any supplies on their website, uniqueinthecreek.com, and put in the capitalized word creativity, and Laura will post that for you. You can get a one-time 10% discount on the items, and that's from this because you saw it on this live. All right, I'm just so glad we have sound. All right, here we go. That's Michael sitting over there. He always joins us on Monday evenings in his chair about 3 feet from me. So, as you can see, I've already put my zip ties in, and I just clicked them once or twice, except for the row this row here. And I told him I didn't need any zips. Mike, he has the earphones on.
I can still hear you.
I need 5 of the 4-inch zip ties, if you can find them, because I made a boo-boo and I tightened the wrong row. And if you tighten the wrong row, that's okay, because then you just go through and clip them, like I'm doing right here. I need, no. I need them out of that big 1,000 bag. Here. He's going to get me out 5 new ties. And that'll be okay, because we do have to put some more on. I can show you how to do that. So, that's my helper, Mr. Michael. Hi, Pam. How are you tonight? All right. I have these in, and I've snipped them. I'm going to go ahead and pull them down so they don't fly out, or we'll be short. Because, like I said, I did the wrong ones. Oh, but that's all right. Everything works out in the end. After you get your Deco Mesh on, you're just going to turn your tree over. And I know this probably doesn't make sense right now, but I just don't want these to fall out for us because I might get a little upset, so we don't want that. Oop. Due to my grip situation, I can't grip them and pull, so I have to use this. And if you can pull them right down and they go right down in the holes when you use an 18-pound tie, that is the trick. You need to make sure that you have the 18-pound ties, because any tie bigger than that has a head that is too big to fit into those holes. So we'll go ahead and put our last few ties on that we need to as soon as we get there. And that's what the first thing I do when I get these boards out. And I have used the brown side since I am using the blue mesh. And the blue mesh is thick, so it doesn't show through. But the first thing you're going to do, you know, I told you 5, but I really need 9. I need 4 more. Okay. And you want them to kind of all go the same way. I don't always accomplish that either. But what I do is I decide which way we're going to go. And so we go down. Okay. So on this row right here, we go down this hole, up the second hole. Sometimes you gotta kind of I don't have a lot of coordination apparently. Up this second hole. I'm gonna tell you, this tree's gonna be worth $1,500 by the time I add all my labor in, huh? Whew. And since these are little ones, I put this through here, and then I'm gonna, you can feel it when it clicks. So I'm gonna get it down to where it clicks, and just pull it 1 or 2 clicks. Now with your 8-inch ties or your 6-inch, and I do have, like I said, I do have an affiliate link for 6-inch ties. I just noticed on my Amazon affiliate links, which tomorrow, or right after this live, I will be ordering some. It's hard on Amazon because they don't like to tell you the pound, so you're never sure if you're getting the right heads. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. But we're just going to put it in there. And I'm down to where it starts to click. And I'm doing this by touch. And I just felt it click twice. Because I did have one that I didn't have clicked good, but that's not a big deal because you can just go back and put it back in again. These boards are on the Unique in the Creek website, and they cost $10 each. It's best if you can afford it to buy 2 boards at one time, but it keeps them from snapping and shipping because they can snap. But you can always talk with Lori or Tanya, and they will help you out if that happens. I buy 3 at a time. I'm trying to get these ready to go to my show. Yes, Laura. Yes, Laura. Am I leaning over it too far? I'm sorry. I can see it on mine. Can you see now? My big head. I'm sorry. Well, let's try this. Okay. Thank you, Laura. I think I've got it now. Alright. Here's our line of ties. There's 2, or line of holes. There's 2 holes for each tie. Anyway, we're going to go down through the one on the right, up through the one next to it on the left. I know, keep my head out of the way. I think I changed my seating because I cleaned up my couch. And I might have moved over, so let me move my bottom end over a little bit. And I'm just going to click it down 2 times. And then just let it hang. I'm going to get this perfect one of these days. You guys are going to be so surprised. So you can see. And not see the back of my beautiful head. Not my big head. My beautiful head. Oop. Don't pull on it because it'll make it tighter. And with this mesh being so thick and these ties being so small, this is a little labor intensive, but it's going to be beautiful because I said so. Alright, so now we have that line put back on because we pulled the wrong line. And I have my handheld Mevo, because I work with webcams. I have these 4 here. This is for a hanger. This one at the top. Michael, I need 2 more. Nope, never mind. Poor Michael. I'm so mean to him. Actually, he's been helping a lot. He cut all the mesh for me. This mesh is 10-inch mesh, and it's cut at 8 inches in length. And when Lori does it, the Unique in the Creek inventor does it, she does it around a piece of cardboard and cuts it all. Cuts a whole roll. However, I asked Michael to help me, and he did it by hand. So he rolled out the mesh and measured 8 inches and cut it for me. So I think next time I am going to try to make the pieces of mesh a little larger. It'll take a little bit more mesh. It does take 65 pieces, so you will need at least 2 rolls to complete a tree. You think so, Judy? I don't know. Hi, Rita. I don't know if... I'll tell you, you have to take Ryder, too. Ryder's his best friend. That's my grandson. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Is my big headstand out of the way? If not, I'm sure Laura will doing me, as you can hear in the background. I have to leave that up so she can get a hold of me. Otherwise, she yells at me afterwards because I'll ignore her. And I am kind of paying attention to the board tonight instead of watching comments so much, so I'm sorry. Laura will answer your questions or let me know if there's a question she can't answer. And I do go back through the comments after the live is over. So if your question doesn't get answered, don't worry. Laura will either tell me or I'll hopefully pick it up when I go back through the comments. Okay. So the first thing I do is put all of my zip ties on the tree. And there we go. I finished them up. So we have them all on. And then the next thing you do is you turn the board over. You turn this board over. And now we're going to start with our petals. And the best thing to have around, this is a really handy thing when you're using the Unique in the Creek system, is the clothespin. Because I use that to hold my mesh when I make my petals for whichever project I'm using. And what I do, now the reason I have my mesh like this is when you cut it, it always has that U curve. And I like to work with it where it's flat. So I'll go ahead and have a project cut, and I'll let it sit sometimes for a couple of days, and we put something heavy on top of it so it's flatter when I start. And I find I have better success if it's flatter. So that's why I have this on here. These are rocks I got from the Dollar Tree. I have to put my foot down. I have to be careful when I put my foot down because I think on Saturday I broke my toe, so it's been interesting. I stubbed it and didn't realize it until after I sat down and it swelled up and turned black, so. Alright, so here is your 8 by 10 piece of mesh. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold it down kind of corner to corner so it makes a triangle-ish. Stretch it in the middle. And then we're just going to put it down here in the middle. And I like to use the word manipulate. I manipulate my mesh a lot. Then you're just going to gather it like this. And this mesh does fray quite a bit. But you really can't see it when you get the petals over each other. And I'll go back through and trim it. And I may, well, I don't know, because I'm going to put the Decor on it tonight. I was going to say I may spray it, but I may just hit the edges with a E6000 glue instead of the the sealer. But anyway, this is what your petal looks like when you're done, and I just put a clothespin around here, and I'm going to set it over here. I have my pile of the petals, because he cut me exactly 65 pieces, and that's what you need for this project. Which means, and you can do it how many at a time you want. If you want to fold all your petals at one time, that's good. If you don't, you can do them a row at a time, however you want to do it. I just put my zip ties on, and then if I wasn't going to be showing you, I probably would have folded all of my petals. I've been kind of doing this one a row at a time. So you need 65 clothespins and 65 pieces of mesh and 65 zip ties and your board. And that would make you a tree without any decoration. I don't know where Lori from Unique in the Creek got hers, but she has some really cool metal, like, clips, clothespins. And I like them, but I don't know where she got them. I need to ask her. She does carry mesh and ribbon and board forms. She does do characteries. I've done those on my lives before. And you can get the digital prints from her. And it's all right there on her website, uniqueinthecreek.com. So, and I appreciate every one of you that's coming tonight to watch us. This is the first Deco Mesh tree that I have made. I made one earlier out of poly burlap, which was the green one. And I'm going to make a white one. I want to make a white one. I was going to make a candy corn, but I'm getting crunched for time. I have a big show on Saturday. It's got, right now, as far as I know, they have at least 130 vendors at it. And I guess they do it again in March, too. I didn't know that until the email that came today. So, you pay for your spot, you give them one donation piece, and you're in. So, I'm looking forward to that. It'll be fun. I'm a little bit nervous, though. Alright, this is our last one, so we'll go over it again. Your 10 by 8 piece of mesh, you turn it, you bring this corner down to this corner, kind of like this. Okay? I kind of try to push it to fold it. You stretch it, you go to the middle and you turn this piece down. Like I said, I think next time I'm going to try one with 10 by 10 just to see. It'll take a little bit more mesh, but I think it'll be easier for me. Because this one I'm having just a few kerfuffles. I've yelled at it a lot. And then you just gather it up. So you have basically a point. You pick it up. And you put your clothespin on it. Okay? And that's how you do your folds. Oh, at the fabric stores? Is that like, can you get them at like JoAnn's, Diana? I just happened to look up and see that. Well, I can't take my head off, Laura. I'm trying. Let me do this. Maybe my camera. We'll readjust this a little bit. Michael, wave your left hand. No, there. He waved. How about if we put the camera over here and go to there? I don't know if I can make it stay. What did you just do? Anyway, I don't know what you're sending out, Laura. I didn't get that last notice. Anyway, these forms, Margaret, are at uniqueinthecreek.com. This is her Unique in the Creek system. She has tree boards, flower boards, character boards, and horse boards. I have not done the horse board, but hang on. You know, Laura, I think I need to go all the way in. There we go. Okay. So we're going to try this view to see if I can keep my big head out of the way. I am so sorry. We're going to get this yet. I do have this kind of jimmy rigged up. It's on a back scratcher connected to just type in uniqueinthecreek.com. Alright, so you take off your, I can't want to keep calling it a paper clip. You take off your clothespin, and then this is where having a longer zip tie comes in handy, because you're going to pull this zip tie up, and because you've already clicked it twice, it's not going to come apart. Hi Jane from Australia, thank you for joining this evening. And you're going to put it down in here, and if you have more room, see, that it's easier, because it's kind of hard for me to. And you just slip it under there. And you're going to push it up and push it up until you get it where you want it. And I know we have quite a tail there. Now, I do mine this way. You can turn it over and zip it every time you put some in, and some people do it that way. But I found that it's not going to go anywhere because this is very, very thick mesh. It's not your thinner mesh, it's a thick mesh. So I am going to go ahead and do the entire row since I have the smaller zip ties. And this just saves me some time when I'm doing this. And that's how come I had a whole row zip that I shouldn't have, because I zipped the wrong row. Sorry. Don't those things happen? I believe so, Laura. And we're just going to go and on everywhere we have our zip tie hole, we're going to put this in and pull it up, making sure I get all of my, it's easier with the, because the other ties will stand up taller. But this is what I had, so this is what we use. And we're going to just pull it up. You want to make them so they're about the same length down. And what I'm going to also do is turn down my computer. I've decided that my phone will beep. Laura, if you need me and it doesn't, you can kick me later. These tree boards are very nice, and you can use them for a lot of things. I've seen, actually I've seen Unique in the Creek actually make a Santa hat, an angel, the tree, and a candy corn out of them. So you can use your imagination. You can fold the mesh however it makes whatever you want to make. So you can use them for more than just like a Christmas tree. You can use it for all kinds of things. Same with the flower boards, the digital form boards or the character boards, and they use the, I've seen them use the horse form boards as horses and as unicorns. So I love this system, I really do. It makes a very nice wreath. It's easier for me. Sometimes you don't have to use, I mean, you can put as much into it or as little into it as you want. It's all up to you and your imagination. The creator of this, Lori McNeil, is just absolutely a fantastic person. She is so creative. Alright, so now I have this entire row on. I've got it all shoved up there. I'm going to turn my board over. I'm going to make sure I'm on the right row. So this is the right row. And then I'm going to, I use grippers because, thank you, Esmeralda. You can order the boards, and tonight, if you put in the word creativity, all in capital letters, you should receive a one-time 10% discount on your order. And that because you're watching my live. Okay? So that's a fantastic thing. They just let me know that. I didn't realize that, and they let me know today. So thank you, Tanya, for letting me know. Anyway, back to me. I don't have good grip in my hands, so I use these grippers. They're Fiskars. They came in a set. I got it at JoAnn's. But you just grab them and you pull them towards the hole. You don't want to get too far from the hole. And you just tighten them down until that head basically pops into that hole, just like that. And you want to do that with every one of them. Now, look, with the thinner mesh, you might not be able to do it quite like this because the thinner mesh might slip out. But this is, like I said, this is some of the, what do they call it? Maker's Holiday from JoAnn's from last Christmas season. And I haven't seen them bring the Christmas season out yet because they said they had turquoise last year. But this is what they had it into season. And that is basically when I really started making my wreath. So this is the all I have left from that from last year. So I can't wait to get some more. Of the mesh, the price of the board is $10. Each board is $10. Yes. No, you have to go to their website, I believe, and you put that in the promo code. When you go to checkout, you put the creativity in the promo code, all in capital letters though. Janelle, all in capital letters when you go to checkout. And that should, if I'm wrong, Tanya will tell me. But I do believe that's what you do. But you can put it on here too. That's fine. The tree board is $10. The flower boards are $8. And the character boards are $7. And I'm thinking, because I have not bought a horse board, the horse boards are $12.50. She also has, what am I trying to think of? She has Deco Mesh and ribbons. She has other supplies on there as well. She usually carries the zip ties. They are out of them. And, see, if you don't get it over by the hole and it gets tight. Sorry, I got to put this towards me because I had to manipulate it with my things. Now, digital prints are $4 each. And they download to your computer. And then you can either send them to a Staples or a Office Max Depot, or I'm going to use our UPS station because I don't have any of those close to me. And you can either send them via internet. Then you want to turn these off. Or you can take them on a flash drive. That's what I did the last time because I went to Office Max. But Office Max is further away. I'll have to cut some more mesh. I will make another couple of the petals after we're done here because I don't have any 10x8 pieces of mesh cut. So I will have Michael's getting up now and he'll just pick out some mesh of any color. You can use that piece right there, the snowball mesh, or and cut it like, see how long it is and cut 2 8-inch longs for me. He's going to cut me a couple pieces of mesh just so I can show you. Hi MJ, how are you? We're getting some extra, no, go the other way. Oh no, you're right. Huh? Do you need one of these?
I got it.
Michael heard me and he's up and doing it. Isn't that great? Now after you get this on here, what you're going to want to do, because you want to go to the next row, so you want to cut these tails down once you get it secured on. So I just take and cut them like this. And this mesh does fray quite a bit, only because I put it through heck and back. But I'm just going to trim it down. Thank you very much, darling.
We're upstairs checking the baby.
Yeah. I had to turn the baby. We're also babysitting, and he was in bed, so I have to. Mike's going to go check on Ryder. Alright. And so, there you go. There, we completed that row. Alright. Does anybody have any questions to this point as to what I've done so far, except for the bundles? Oh, canning. I love canning, except I don't do it. My mother used to do it. I'll show you real quick. I gotta, yeah, here's one. I guess I don't need that. So you have a piece of mesh, well, this one's 10 by 10, so we'll try one in 10 by 10. Because I just had this piece of mesh over there. It was an extra. He's asleep. Okay. What you do is you turn your mesh so that it's in a diamond form. Like this. You bring one corner to the other corner. You stretch it down the middle. Oh, now it notices this activity. Then you put this down here. You find the point. Bring that down. And bring this one down. So you have it. It looks like this. And then what you're going to do is you just want to gather it until you have the size you want. You put your clothespin on it. I keep calling them paper clips. Sorry. Yes, it takes two 10-inch rolls of mesh because you need 65 pieces. And if you cut them at 8, I was just listening to the tutorial again earlier. Now this is one that is the 8. The other one was a 10. I think you can get close to 40 to 45 cuts on an 8-inch. Alright. So this is the 8-inch like I'm using tonight. You turn it in the diamond shape. You bring it down like this. Stretch. Pull this piece over. Pull this piece over. Gather it. And then put your clothespin on it. And you can make them all at one time. You can do them one at a time. However, you know, whatever is your style. I usually put the ties into the board, then make the petals and put the petals on. Today I've done it row by row. So you get the boards from uniqueinthecreek.com. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and try to get finished so I don't have you here all night. You should have saw Michael. I had dumped out all my clothespins. I have many. And I made him pick them all up so you guys didn't have to see all my clothespins. And then Lamba chews on some, then I'll buy another set. So you just want to basically make sure that your petal covers, you know, your row before. I was going to light this tree, but because the mesh is so thick, I've decided not to. If you light it, you need to put the lights on first, and you just slip them under all the zip ties, and you can use Scotch tape to help hold it down. And then when the zip ties are pulled tight, it will hold your lights in place. And if you get the timered lights that are on for only 6 hours at a time, then you don't have to worry about turning it off and on. If not, then you can just turn it off and on. But my luck, I would leave it on, and I would have to be replacing the batteries all the time, because you connect the battery pack to the back of the tree where you can get to it, so you can change those batteries out. So I have not worked with lighted wreaths yet. That's one of the new things that I need to do, but I'm trying to make more product for my show on Saturday, so new things aren't really on the list because I want to make sure, you know, I can do them nicely. And I've got 2 roses cut and ready to go. Well, I've got 1 rose done basically, and then I have another one to put together. I have 2 character boards, a Santa face and a snowman face. I have this tree, then I want to make also a white tree and possibly I put that one on upside down. Alright, here's a mistake I made, and this will help you. See how you always want the seam to go down. So I need to turn this petal over because I had the wrong side out. Alright. So you want to keep it like that. Then I'm just going to turn it over, making sure I'm on the right row since I've already made that mistake. You know, my son says, and this is so true, you only learn from when you make mistakes. And I forgot to, yes, you can always put, the other thing you can do tonight is if you want a live alert of my lives, you can type in live or alert, and it should send you a message, and then reply to that message live on the messenger bot, and he should sign you up. So that I did not send one out tonight. Apparently I'm having one of those days. I will say that, please forgive me, I have been taking pain medications for my toe, and I'm very sorry. My brain just hasn't been as useful as it needs to be. But hopefully Wednesday I go back to the pain doctor, and they're going to look at my toe and say, don't worry about it. And we're going to move on. And I just walk funny right now. That happened on Saturday. So yesterday I didn't walk much at all. And yeah, it wasn't pretty. Okay. Just a couple more rows and we can get on. I don't have any big stars for the top. You could do stars. You could do a... Laura, I'm going to turn this off for a minute. Okay, so you're not hearing that blink, 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 blink in the background, but I'll turn it back on in a moment. I don't have a star for the top, which would have probably been my first choice. I have several other things. You could make a bow. Now, when I made my sunflower, I used a terry bow in the middle because I don't know, I just felt like being different. So I do have a sunflower with a terry bow in the middle, and I liked it. You can use about anything you want. But I didn't feel like a bow, so I've got a couple of options over here when we get ready to decorate that we will look at and see what we want. You can use 21-inch mesh and double it to make these. Now this mesh is so thick, I would not do that with this. I would have to heat tool that and cut it down the middle because that would just be way too much. This is really, really nice thick mesh. But if you have thinner 21-inch mesh, you can. What you do is you cut it at the length, 8 inches or 10 inches or whatever length that you want it, and then just fold it in half and then make your fold. But with this mesh I wouldn't do that because we'd have so much mesh our trees would be so poofy. And another one of the trees I want to make, and I watched the Unique in the Creek people make it. Their names are Lori and Dave, so I watched Dave and Lori. They used an old artificial Christmas tree that someone was going to get rid of, and they cut the pine needle petals off and put them in. But I know I would definitely need longer ties for that. So I don't have any trees I'm getting rid of this year, although I should probably because they're older than Methuselah. But I found pine garland at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to try it. So that may be one of the lives we do coming up. Alright. And each row, you start off with 9 per row, and then it all goes, you know, it gets shorter and shorter because, of course, it's a triangle that gets shorter and shorter at the top. It's really not hard to make. Like I said, I'm at a deficit making it because I have the very short zip ties. If you have 6 or 8 inch zip ties, it would be easier. The ones I have on my affiliate list are 6 inch. Idea would probably be 8 inch. You know? So it depends, because the longer your zip tie, the more you have to put your mesh through. And it just takes a little while, but really once you get the hang of it, you can sit and do it without even having to look actually down at the board. You can put your zip ties in. You can, you know, you can do a lot of it without actually looking at what you're doing. So, that's good. I knew something was making noise. I must have had the pedals stuck and they were clunking. But I will go back through after the live is over and make sure that, like, all these little frays. And like I said, I may spray the edges with these 6000. I don't know yet. We'll see. Always make sure your seams are down. Not a big deal. You can turn them over, as you saw earlier. But if your zip tie stood up higher, which they used the 8-inch, so they did, then you don't have to try to scrunch your mesh in so hard. Sorry, I had to think. So, yeah, we'll have to go through and kind of tuck and have fun. But like I wanted to say too, and because I've done several of these and I've tried several different zip ties, and the most important thing is to make sure, if you want those zip ties in the back so you can have a flat board on the back, because when you're done, you have a basically flat board. You don't have to cover the backs of these. I mean, you could cover them in felt if you wanted, but there's not a need to, because the heads go down into the holes if your zip ties are for 18 pounds. If you get zip ties bigger than 18 pounds, they will not. So that is the secret. Get 18 pound zip ties, and I will show you why right now. This is a 4-inch 18-pound zip tie. This one goes up to 75 pounds, and it's an 8-inch. Okay, here is your difference. Do you see this? There we go. See the different sizes in those heads? That is why your heavier weighted zip ties will not fit into the holes on the board. They're only meant for the littler heads. So if you want those heads to go in there, trust me, they don't go in there. I've played that game. As you can see, I have lots of zip ties because I made a lot of petal flowers when I first started, so I have zip ties from doing that. And if they're over 18 pounds, they won't fit in. So that's the tip. Make sure your zip ties are only up to 18 pounds. And I'll tell you what, every hardware store around here must think that men need it for big heavy duty projects, because none of them carry it. I did find these 4-inch ones, I believe, at Home Depot, and I did find one bag in a variety of sizes from 4-inch to 8-inch. I think there were only 100 though in that bag, and they were all 18-inch, and I found those at Hobby Lobby, but they only had one bag. So see there, what I did is I went to the wrong, and I probably may not have had to put the mesh in every one of these. I've seen her do projects where she chooses, like with the artificial tree, she puts it in every other set of 2 holes. It's all up to you. You can do what, you know. She gives you the tools and the suggestions, and you just take it wherever you want. And I've seen people make fabulous, fabulous different items with them. So I do really love the system. And really, it's not hard to make. They're very easy to make. Beginners can use these. It's just, you know, it just takes you a bit. Don't be afraid of them. You just have to do your fold. And once you do 1 or 2 folds, then you'll go, oh, okay, well, I kind of like making the fold like this. And then you go that way. Because once you know, she gives you the idea and then you use your imagination and finish it out. the way you want. I have to turn the board this way, guys. I can't cut that way. Sorry. Am I doing a better job, Laura, of keeping my big head out of the way? Now that I kind of rearranged everything. I hope. Alright, so we have 2 more rows to go. I'm going to plug in my glue gun because I am going to use Mr. Glue Gun to put the decorations on, and then I will go back and hit it with DAP Rapid because I don't want it. It shouldn't melt off in the cold, but you never know. So we'll go ahead and get our glue gun plugged in. You must have cut one more. You can also look on the back when you're done and see if you've missed any. That's the other good thing about this system is you can tell right away on any of the boards where you need to put or where you should put. Thank you. But I told him 65, so I assumed he had made just 65. But maybe he got off one. That's a lot of Deco Mesh pieces to count. So he gets to cut white ones later. Such a good guy. I'm going to teach him how to do rolls too, because we have candy canes that I need to make ribbons for, and witch hats, and Santa hats, and elf hats that I need to make rolls for.
Still sleeping since he's not feeling good.
Yeah. Ryder's not feeling good, so we're letting him sleep. Nick and Melinda went out grocery shopping, I guess. It's kind of what they do on Monday nights. They usually take Ryder with them, but him not feeling good, so... And he needed a nap. He was getting grumpy again. You know, I should just turn the tree, but we've got 2 more pieces, and then we'll be done with the tree and ready to move on. So once you get going, and you know what you're doing, it's not hard at all. Just takes some time, but you can throw a movie on the television. And sometimes Lori says that she gets things set up, and she'll take it on a car ride with her when Dave's driving, and she'll put together a rose or a tree or a horse, whatever she wants to work on, you know, because she has all of her stuff ready to rock and roll. So, and if you think it's too poofy, you can sit something heavy on it and it will flatten out some. I personally like it like that, so. But I'm also a blue and white Christmas person. That's the colors I prefer. I didn't cut those off, huh? And you do want to trim off all your I just take this and help push the little head into the hole. Most of the time they just snap right in, though. Okay. All right. So, I am going to try. I haven't gotten all my OBS training done, and that's okay. There we go. There is the tree with all the mesh on it. We have this mesh up here, but I'll be covering that with whatever we're going to put on the top. But here is what it looks like with just the mesh. Like I said, that's 65 folds of mesh. Alright. So we'll go back to our closer cam. We're going to let our glue gun heat up. Maybe I'm going to take a drink, guys. I'm sorry. Yes. What about Cheryl Brown Renaud? Oh, I do thank you so much, Miss Judy. Thank you all for joining me. If you're enjoying the video, please like and share. I would truly appreciate it. And please share not only on your business pages, but also on your personal pages as well for your friends and family. Yes, Laura. I'm sorry. Oh, you want to see it again? I'm not done. There it is. Now you can put, I just didn't think about it, but you can put like black or brown mesh down here and make yourself, or whatever you want. Hi, Mildred. Whatever you want down here for a stem if you want. I don't know. I haven't been putting stems on mine. Michael wanted me to. So I yelled at him and told him he could do it. He said no. So.
Well, maybe I will.
But then now he's saying maybe he will. So. But I will go through here. I'm going to trim this up later. But right now I'm going to get ready and I'm going to put decor on it. Mike, do you know where my easel is? That would be the best way. I'm just doing some trimming up here on the sides so that doesn't stick out as much. It seems to really be fraying on me where I cut it. So I bought this little another thing you want to remember. What about how to make bundles, honey? You take a piece of string. Last time we used a piece of wire, but I think today there's a toll at the very, very top. And what you're going to do is you're just going to thread this through here. Oops. Decide how long you want it. I'm going to make it long for now. And I can always shorten it later. And you're just going to tie a double knot in it. This is a 2-foot tree, I believe, by the time you're done. Yeah. I'm going to take it over here and hang it. I could just sit it, I guess. It does hang a little longer than the board at the bottom, so it might be a little over 2 foot when you're done. But it looks like lengthwise it's about 17 inches. Okay, well, you're going to have to wait a second. Okay, I have a couple of pieces of mesh over here. And you're talking about the petal fold. So you take your piece of mesh. This is a 10 by 8. Alright, that's how I cut all of these petals. Next time I'll show you another one here. I'm going to do a 10 by 10. You turn it so it's like a diamond. You're going to bring it down like this. So you make yourself like a triangle. You're going to stretch your mesh in the middle. You're going to pull this side down in the middle. You're going to take this side and you're going to pull it down in the middle. And then you're just going to take, after you fold it, so it's like this, you're going to take and you're just going to scrunch it up. And then you're just going to put your clothespin on it to hold it. Okay? And I'll show you with this one. Sorry. I did. I thought. I got it. I got it back on just for you, Laura. So you go ahead and you put it in a diamond shape. This is a 10 by 10. I think I'm going to try my next tree. Well, now it's about a 10 by 9, but I think the next tree I'm going to try 10 by 10 on my white tree. I'm not sure yet. So you take it and you put it like a diamond. Since it's a square, I'll bring it corner to corner. It's a little less than 10. You stretch it in the middle. You bring this down the middle. Hold it with your fingers. Then fold this one and bring it down. And then you just take and scrunch it. And you have your petal. And then this part you leave, and then you pull it in, and you'll pull it up as far as you want your petal to be. And then you'll cut off the tail after you've inserted it into your zip tie on the tree form. Okay. So, I mean, did everybody get, do you need to see that again, or? I'm attaching it to a tree form that I got through uniqueinthecreek.com. It's a board. And it has two sides. It has a white side and a brown side. I used the brown side because I used the blue. Thank you, Janelda. The blue mesh. But as you can see, I used every hole in this one. But now you don't have to. Now when they make their artificial tree out of the green that they used from an old Christmas tree, out of the green stems, they only did every other one because of the thickness of it. So you just have to kind of, you know, you just have to kind of get it. If you have questions after this, you can always message me. And, you know, I will explain it again or show you again or something. Let's see. I'm going to try to just sit it on here, actually. See if it doesn't slip off. Because now we're going to decorate the tree. Because trees are pretty, but you need to decorate them. So I have a couple of choices to put on the top of the tree because Michael seems to have lost everything of my Christmas stuff. So tomorrow, he is going out to my storage shed in the backyard and seeing if that's where he put everything. Because I am unhappy with him. Because I can't find any of my Christmas signs, and I bought a lot. You can ask Laura. He's moving around up there. Sorry, that was my camera going off upstairs. I have a Nest Cam on the baby. So, I don't really like... Give me one moment, guys. I'm on live. What do you want?
Oh, I'm sorry. Tell Dad to go wake up the writer. Sorry.
Bye.
Sorry.
Sorry, you all. That was my daughter. Yeah, I'm gonna... You see, I was trying to figure out... I wanted a star, but I don't have a star. But I don't really like that guy. I got that guy years ago at a dollar store in Missouri back home. Can you go get Ryder, please? So I have these little bells, but I'm not really sure. I think I just want those on the tree somewhere. But I saw this at the at-home store. So I'm thinking... Oh, you can't see. Wait a minute. That's really terrible of me. And I'm on my far back. Okay, hang on. Ooh, there you go. I'm thinking of this one for the very top. Because I have this. And I have these bells, but I'm thinking this would be better on the very top. Because I had a blue angel, or a blue Santa, but he was holding a red bag. I had a red Santa holding a blue bag, but I didn't want red on this tree. I do not want red. So, I may wait on the top for just a little bit. But I think those bells would look nice on it. And like I said, I'm really sorry. Urgh. Back on there. I'm really sorry that my camera was not pointed up high enough for you guys to see all that. But I did get this, but I don't like the foam on the bottom. I got this several years ago at a dollar. It wasn't a Dollar Tree. It was a dollar store down back home because we decorated our trees in snowmans and Santas. Okay. That's as far back as it'll go, hon. All the rest of them you see are closer. That's my farthest scene I've gotten. I haven't been through that training. So, sorry. Hey, I didn't even have sound when we started, Laura. Well, at least we got sound. So we were going through our stuff, and I bought these at the at-home store this year. And I just broke that little guy. That wasn't very nice of me, was it? And I didn't break him. They're very... These things have got a hard head. They do not want to come out of their package. I thought this would be a simple thing to do. Apparently I was mistaken. Oh well. Okay. Oh, they're on a little board. I see what the problem was. Yay! They just went all over the floor. Well, two of them. Guess that's not really all over. At least we know they're not breakable, right? Do not like buying glass or breakable ornaments to decorate with. But what I did was I went to the at-home store and I bought these little balls. And they are in different shades of blue, silver. I guess just blue and silver. I was thinking there were white there. But I guess it's just blue and silver. And there's one silver one way over there, but we'll have Michael get it if he comes back down. He may not, because he has the baby. Well, the baby's too, but the baby is loud and likes to scream because he can scream. And then, from the Dollar Tree, I have these blue and silver drums from last year. Because my Dollar Tree really doesn't have much of their Christmas out yet. And then, from the at-home store, I have some of these little silver pine cones that I thought we could cut off and glue on there. And then, of course, we have our big silver bells. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut my little pine cones off here. And this is just a pine cone pick from At Home. So we have the balls from At Home, or the ornaments from At Home, the pine cones from At Home, and then we have, I think the bells might be from At Home too, but the drums are from the Dollar Tree because I got those last Christmas season. So, because last Christmas season I made 35 wreaths and only gave away, I wasn't selling, and I only gave away 9 of them, so we had too many. And hence, that's why we now have a business and sell these. Okay. So, glue gun's warmed up. And if I was smart, I would have actually have grabbed. Yes, I will have, it will be here on Facebook, and I will transfer it over to YouTube also. So if you would like to go to my YouTube channel, which is, well, Laura will post the link. If you want to go and subscribe there and then hit the bell, it tells you when I upload and add new things to it. And you can also watch it on the YouTube too. Yes, Laura will be live tomorrow evening, and she's going to be making one of these in white. So tomorrow evening we will be back on Facebook at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and she will be making a white tree tomorrow night with silver, I think she said. Did you say with silver? I don't remember. This is going to be kind of weird, so I'm going to try. I'm going to hold it over here. I usually put down parchment paper when I work with glue, so I don't have to pick it off my mat. But I kind of want to squish it down in there. I may go back and wire this in. Hi, Susie. How are you this evening? I probably will wire that in better because I don't want it to fall off. But for now, because I want to finish this, I have a problem of not always finishing things, like because I was afraid of signs and they disgusted me and ribbons rebel against me and things, but I'm getting over that and I'm doing better now. And I really like the Unique in the Creek style, so I want to finish it. And like I said, you can decorate these however you want. So we're going to hope this works. Lamba chewed the end of that glue stick. Okay. So we tried to get it out, but we couldn't. It was too far in when we discovered it to cut it. So also clothespins are good to not burn your fingers with the glue. I only use most high-tech stuff, Susie, like clothespins and that. I think I'm going to just put that like that. Alright. No, thank you. Guess what Lamba found that fell on the floor? Yeah, if you'd like one of Susie's mesh holders, they're absolutely fabulous. You can always go through Laura's link. Yes, I'm telling you, we do the best here, let me tell you. I have my webcam is set up on a back scratcher for now. I have a very little space that I work at. I have a 2x4 table. It doubles as my business space and as my creating space, so I just have to move things around. And there's a fruit fly in here. It's driving me insane. It's been here all day. It's rude. It's rude, it's rude, it's rude. And, ouch. Didn't I just say I was using the whatever it was, clothespin, not so I wouldn't burn myself? Didn't I just say that? Well, guess what? I don't think I even have fingerprints anymore. I really don't. I think all my fingerprints burned off. Thank you, Charlotte. This is and do remember, guys, because I just now thought of it, if you'd like to see my lives, you can go to, just type live in the comment. My messenger bot will send you a message back, and you just comment live again or alert, and they should sign you up. And when you are signed up, it will send you a message that says, thank you for, or we're so excited to go live, or we don't even have fruit or vegetables on the counter in our kitchen. I do not know where these things are coming from. It's driving me insane. And they don't have any upstairs. I live downstairs, and my daughter and her husband live upstairs. So I have no clue where these darn things are coming from, but they're driving me nuts. They're actually driving me insane. Not that I was sane before. Oh, honey, I have burnt myself so bad before. That's what this... I'm still trying to heal. Let me tell you. You know, I don't decorate a Christmas tree very well. I should have had Michael down here. He's the one that loves to decorate. So he'd probably decorate better than I can. By the way, I will have this tree... We're trying to find a really good spot to take our pictures. It's been raining the last 3 days, so I've got to find a good indoor spot because it's also going to be very cold soon and snowy. So I'm trying to figure out the best indoor spot so that we can get our wreaths out to you so you can see them right after we get them done. You know, I hate just... the tree frame, Heidi, is called a tree form, and you get it from uniqueinthecreek.com. And because you're watching this live, if you go in on the promo code when you check out from Unique in the Creek and put in all capital letters creativity, and Laura can post that for you because I would try to spell it, but I probably misspell it. You will receive a one-time 10% discount because you watched my live. I am an affiliate with Unique in the Creek. I'm one of their live affiliates, so. You know, I decorate my Christmas tree for the winter like this when I decorate one. I haven't got to decorate one in the last 3 years because we've been in our, what I call our tiny, because first we lived in our RV that was 22 foot, and now we live downstairs in 750 square feet. So last year we did finally put a tree upstairs. We hadn't done that because the kids have cats. And I don't know if any of you guys have cats, but when you have cats, they like to mess with trees. But they really didn't do much to it. And so now that Riders 2 this year, we will definitely make sure we get that. And Michael, when we were upstairs, we used to live upstairs, Michael does everything in Christmas lights. And during the Christmas lights season, we did not have to turn on any lights at all. You just turn on the Christmas lights and that lit everything up. So, anyway. I wish Michael was still down here, but I'll do it. It just, you guys can't laugh at me. I'll take it over. I want to hang it on the door so you can see it there, because it's easier to see it that way. But you can't laugh because I'll, like, limp and be crazy. I stubbed my toe on this stool Michael has that's all metal and very heavy, and Sean came over to show me how to set up Apple CarPlay in my car, because I bought his car, so he knows how to run it. And he just got back from overseas, so he was showing me how to set up my Apple CarPlay. And I ran into it on the way out, didn't think nothing about it, and then after I came in and sat down, I thought my toes hurting, and I looked at it, and it was swollen and black and blue. So I don't know if it's jammed or if I actually broke it, but anyway, it hurt. And it's hard for me to walk. That's my bad foot anyway. I really wanted blue there. Don't do that, Cheryl. Ow. I'm not very good at being color. Laura's so much better at the color coordination than I am. She really is. That's not working for me. I said go in there. What did I not do? Yeah, you can put lights on it. I did not. If you put lights on it, you'd probably want to do that before you put your mesh on. That's the way I've always seen them do it. And they put them in. They feed them underneath the zip ties, and to hold them in place until you get your I'm gonna have to hit this with a blow dryer to get them in place, to hold them there before you get your mesh on and your zip ties tied down. You can just use Scotch tape to hold them. We need to put this little guy on there. Michael's definitely going out and digging tomorrow in our shed. It's had a really cute vintage Santa sign that I really, really want to use. Ouch, 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 ouch. Ouch. This tree will be listed on Etsy tomorrow, and I will be listing it for $60. That is the same price as the poly burlap tree that I did. Oh, you got booted? But I will list this on Etsy tomorrow, and it will be, I may take one picture tonight and go ahead and list it for you guys, so I can get it out there for you. But it will be on Etsy tomorrow, and the listing price is $60. So I may have to come with the tree if this drum doesn't stay. Thank you, Lou. Oh, I thought Ivy Blue sounded good. It didn't bother me, Kathy. Icy blue, I see. Icy blue, I see. Silly, silly. Stay. This is going to irritate me. You know, Michael took my other glue. I don't know if he brought it back in because, you know, I use DAP Rapid Fuse sometimes because sometimes hot glue will melt off. So that bothers me. That's why I don't like to use a lot of hot glue. But we had found, I tried the DAP Rapid Fuse, but there's another one that we had found I'm not sure, Kathy. I've noticed that most of my things, this one I'd have to, most of the items from here, I'm in Nebraska. Oh, that's okay, Debbie. So I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. Most items that I ship out ship from $10 to $15 normally. Now, sometimes if you're in Florida or California, it can be more expensive. But thank you, Amy. I like to decorate trees. I'm just, you know, sometimes not the best at it. Maybe I'll take a picture if we put one up this year and show you. Usually they let me put 2 or 3 items on, then they boot me away. They're like, no, go away, Mom. I did put one up over at my son's house, though, and I will go over there and do one again unless this year he has a different roommate. And so he might actually care and put up a tree. So my son and the other roommate didn't care. They could care less, and I was like, no, you have to have a tree. I haven't had a tree in like 4 years. You have to have a tree. So he's like, if you want a tree, come over and put it up. Oh, okay. But yeah, I think on Facebook I do charge $10 for shipping, but I may have to, the pricing's kind of gone up on the shipping, so I may have to raise my pricing to $15 to ship. I'm not sure. But this could go in a pretty flat box, and actually it's the box, the height of the box, that really makes the cost, I've noticed. So I do try to ship everything in a 6-inch deep box if I can. Because it doesn't matter if it's 24 by 24 or 22 by 22. It matters if it's 6 or 8 inches. That's definitely what makes the cost. I like these drums, but I really don't want silver over there. This color, I do. And sometimes you have to talk to yourself when you decorate, I noticed. I noticed Laura does that a lot too. Sorry guys, my big head is in your way again. I used the petal method that Unique in the Creek uses on this one, where you take the diamond shape, fold it in half, like I did on the poly burlap tree, Debbie. If you saw the poly burlap tree, and then you stretch it in the middle, and then fold each side in, and then put your clothespin. It's not a paper clip. I keep wanting to call them paper clips. I don't know why. Do you think that's enough decorations, Laura? Sorry. Thank you, Debbie. I am in Nebraska. Omaha is not a state. I am in Bellevue, Nebraska, actually, just south of Omaha. An hour north of Lincoln. I'm about 15 minutes south of Omaha and very close to Council Bluffs, Iowa. And I actually saw online that there are more crafters in the area. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Laura. And I didn't know that. I really didn't know there were actually people. Thank you, Aunt Mary. I just didn't know that there were actual people in this area. I knew of my friend Tennille is over in Iowa. Creston? I don't know. We met in Glenwood one day. Because I had some tulle I wanted to give her because I couldn't use it. It was glitter tulle and I can't work with that. It messed up my breathing. But I did not realize there were some right here in Omaha. Actually, I said I'm in Omaha. I was like, oh wow, cool. Because now I'll be at a big show in Bellevue actually on Saturday if anybody's in this area. at the Bellevue Lead Center School District building. They have a big show. There will be 130 vendors. Several food vendors are those. And they've even asked that we not park by the building once we're unloaded, that we have to move over to by the bus barn. So I guess it's really big, and they apparently do it twice a year in March and in October. So that was kind of cool to find out today. I'm going to try to get this. A lot of people, you know, the only thing about me living here and not in the South is that you all... Oh, really? Where are you at, Paula? Sorry, I have a fruit fly, and it's driving me crazy by flying my eyes. Down in the southeast, you all have the greatest stores like Carolina Pottery and AC Moore. I know they have those up in New York too. But Carolina Pottery, AC Moore, Sims, and you go to Louisiana and you get General Warehouse, and I can't remember them all, but I'm jealous because I have to drive 3 hours to... You could, if you had... I don't have any. I don't have any right now. Oh, okay. I've heard of Vasilla. Hi, Wynette. Thank you and welcome. But yeah, I have an old-time pottery, but it's in Kansas City. And that's 2.5 hours from me. I say 3 because it used to be 3 when the speed limit was lower. And we did just have a big Ford F-250. It took too much gas. But I'm originally, like, from by there. So I have gone to Old Time Pottery twice when I've been down back home. I went over Memorial Day, and then I went in August when I went back home for a family reunion. Not a family, a class reunion. Okay, don't laugh at me. I'm going to change this. And then maybe, well, I guess you'll still see my bottom end. I'm going to hobble over and change the camera or the light, and I'm going to hang this on the door so that you can see it. All right? Then I'll also know how much that I want to take off the string. We'll be doing a little manipulating to it to get it exactly how I want it to look. But for now, I'm going to move this camera a little bit. Sorry, I'm trying not to make Laura sick. So I don't have a Mevo. And I'm going to unplug my glue gun. So I'm going to try to get it as close as I can. There we go. Whoops! That was going towards my laundry room. No, good Lord. I always turn this the wrong way. There we go. Alright, there it is. Sorry, guys. It's very hard to... Hi, Arletta. It's very hard to figure out which way I want to go with this. You think so? That's what Mike said. We'll see. I would take my pictures there, but I can't get to the one side. Thank you, Libby. I can't get to the one side, so I don't know. I might have to add a silver over on the left side. I don't know. I'll usually leave it there until Michael or Melinda come and see it, and then... But that's it. That's the Unique in the Creek tree board that I did tonight with the blue. And thank you, Kathy. And then tomorrow night, like I said, we will be live on, good grief, how in the world? Sorry, guys. Goodness sakes. That's what happens when you use webcams and you don't know what, how? You don't know where it's at. Okay. Anyway, tomorrow night is it at 8 or at 7:30? Thank you, Charlotte. I was showing you everything that you shouldn't be seeing in my house. That's what happened. You didn't see it, Laura? Anyway, tomorrow night at 7:30 or 8:30 or 7:30 or 8, we will be live on Laura Jean's Wreath Room, and she's going to do this, but she's going to make a white tree. And hopefully she's better set up than I am, so you get to hear her right away and you don't have to watch her do the tech thing and make her coach come on and help her out. She'll have it all down pat. I will be, she's at live at 8 Eastern. I'm Central, so she's live 8 Eastern on tomorrow night. And then on Thursday night, she will be live at 8 Eastern on YouTube. And I will be live Friday night on YouTube at probably 6:30 or 7 Central. I guess I can't. I was trying to use my mouse on my iPad. I guess that doesn't work. So we go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and sometimes Laura goes on Saturdays. I don't know if she will be or not this week, but we do usually do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I didn't do last Friday because I had a headache. My daughter said it was a migraine. I think it's the way my son drove his Tesla 3. He went from 0 to 60 in 3 minutes and did not warn me. Or not 3 minutes, 3 seconds. And so he threw me back in the car, and I just think my body just didn't like the being shook up. So, but yeah, Laura's tomorrow at 8 Eastern. I hopefully will be there because I'll get the right time. No Saturday this week. All right. So we'll be live tomorrow. Then Laura's live again on Thursday, and I'll be live on Friday. That's the way our week will go. But we do send reminders out. And she is with Laura Jean's Wreath Rooms. You can go over there and like her and all. Thank you for all the love. I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. I'm going to go ahead and that went a little quicker than I thought. That's why I started it, because I knew it was going to be a little bit more difficult. But thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. We hope to see you tomorrow at Laura Jean's Wreath Rooms, and on Thursday there, and then Friday night on my YouTube channel. If you go there, subscribe, and hit the bell, they should send you notifications when I upload new content or I'm live. That's what I've noticed. You're welcome, Debbie. We appreciate each and every one of you that comes and watches us. Let me tell you, we really do. You don't know how much. It's fantastic. But anyway, everybody have a great evening. I'm going to hop off here now. I will get this posted up to YouTube before too long. Last time I kind of forgot until later in the evening, so it took me a bit. But I'm going to go and put it into the machine now, my software now, so that I can get it ready to rock and roll and get it over there. So everyone have a fantastic evening. We will see you tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. on Laura Jean's Wreath Rooms on Facebook. Thank you. Bye-bye.